Hey everybody, it's Suzanne. Today I am making a hot process facial soap, an acne soap. And I've already got my oils all melted here in my crock pot. And it's on high right now. And eventually this will get up to 200 degrees. Right now we are at 184, but 200 is what I like to see. I know I'm processing this the right way. So in here I have castor oil, coconut oil, tallow. I have cocoa butter, shea butter. And I'm about to add my lye solution. So I always strain it just because sometimes there's little particles, and I think it's the lye crystallized, and so that's why I strain it. So this soap, everybody loves this soap. It's really great for your skin, for facial acne, or it's good for itchy skin, skin that has erupted due to things you may have going on, eczema, psoriasis, poison ivy, poison oak. It would just help you. So, alright, I've got that mixed up good, and I will blend it now with my stick blender. So you can see it's a slow tracing recipe. I've stick blended it for quite a bit. Some of the recipes you can't do it this long. It will just seize right up on you. So this is really, if you're wanting some time and you're going to be decorating it, this is a really good slow trace recipe. It's just at a very light trace. You can't hardly trace the droppings. So a little bit more. Okay, now are you going to be able to trace the droppings of the soap, of this batter? And yes, you can follow the trail. So this is a good tracing. This would be like medium. Alright. So at this point, I cover it. I don't have a cover for this crock pot. I got it at the Goodwill for like $4, and it didn't come with a cover, and it's just as well, because when you're doing this, a clear wrap works great, and you can watch it and see what it's doing, and no problem. Alright, so the crock pot is still on high, and like I said, 200 degrees, that's when things start happening. Okay, so I make this soap probably the most of any of the soaps. More, you would call this more natural, in the natural line. There'll be no colors. I'll use essential oils. It's just natural, all natural. The thing with the tallows, I've switched it up just out of curiosity. I've used, there's different tallows. The fats from any animal is a tallow, so that would be an animal tallow. Beef, pork, any other animal that has a lot of fat on it. Then there's the vegetable tallow. That would be like your palm. Anything from the palm, like palm oil. So that's the vegetable tallow. And I have made this recipe with vegetable tallow or animal tallow. So lard, anything like that. And every soap that I've made is just a wonderful soap. They're a little bit different in a small way, but they're all a wonderful soap. They make your skin feel so nice and everything. And so, in this one, I have the kaolin clay. You can use bentonite clay if you want. If you want to do a color, say you wanted to make this a green swirl or something, then use a French clay or a green French clay, or use a red clay or a Moroccan clay if you want to make it kind of like a rust color. And you can divide the batter in half and do half rust, half white, and then just swirl them together. So any kind of clay you want, but this one here is going to have the kaolin clay. And it's going to have, these are capsules that you prick the capsule and then just squeeze the evening primrose oil out of it. And I use a little bit of cumin, a little bit of aloe powder, a little bit of turmeric, very good for acne. I have powdered confectionery sugar, witch hazel, a little bit of witch hazel, and see, I measure everything out in these little cups, and my essential oils and things like that, some oak straw powder, some TeaTree, lavender, black cumin, chamomile. Those are the essential oils. I have them all in here. Okay. I put some hemp seed oil in. And the last thing that I have to put in here is milk. So, normally I have, I buy milk from a local farmer, and I'll bring it home and put it in ice cube trays and freeze it, and then when I want some, I just get however many cubes I need. But I am all out, and when I am, I use the powdered. And hopefully I'll be able to get some here shortly, as the goats are having their babies, and when they do give birth, just like humans, that's when they give their milk. So I'll stop by and get some fresh milk. The other thing I have in here is red clover blossom, dandelion root, echinacea leaf, licorice root, peach bark, plantain leaves, prickly ash bark, and yellow dock root. So I have that, and it's in there. So when the batter gets done, I'll pour some in here and mix it up, and that's what makes this soap so great. Vitamin E oil is also in there, and I think I've just about covered everything, I hope. If I did forget anything, I will put it in the comments down below. So alright, let's just see what the temperature is here. And it's 159. Adding all that stuff did cool it down. It was 180 before. So let's just do this one. A lot of people test different ways. For me, to know when the lye has been all cooked out, I use the phenolphthalein test. I'm really allergic to that stuff as far as being in soft drinks and things like that, but it's a good tester for the lye part. Let me just get it for you. And it comes in a little bottle like this, and believe it or not, I know that's really light, but it says phenolphthalein 1%, and I'll show you how that works in just a little bit. But that's how I test. It shows up red if there's still lye present, and when it becomes neutral, it doesn't, you don't see anything at all, no color. So Okay, crock pot is still on high. And as you see, I switch off. I've got the little whisk here. And it's really nice and creamy. Alright, so 200 degrees is what I'm looking for. So this is hot process. Hot process meaning adding heat. Heat is from the crock pot. Cold process, you're just mixing and stuff up, all your oils and butters and all that in a dish, in a bowl, pail, and you're not adding any heat to it. So that's why it's called cold process. And I am multitasking at the moment. My husband has something wrong with his computer, and I don't know what he did, but you know who they come to when they need it fixed. So come to find out, his Internet Explorer wasn't working. I don't know what he did to it, but so I'm downloading Google for him. So while I'm doing this, I'm watching his computers behind me. So anyway, all my stuff is right here, and I'm just waiting to add it. And I'll probably have to shut this off and then come back to it when this gets up to temperature, because it's not going to do anything until the batter gets hot. Well, it's 170, so that's good. It actually came up quite a bit. Now you'll see it bubble up. Usually the corners are really hot, so that's where it bubbles up first. And it kind of like raises, just like, you know, a yeast, a dough. So the corners bubble up, and then I know, because doing this 999 times, I know when that starts happening, it's going to go into the next phase, and it's going to gel. So it's not doing it yet, but it will. And I think what I will do is pause this and come back. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I am back. This is what I was saying, how it starts to bubble up, and okay, I know this is not ready yet because just doing this so many times, but I'll just show you what I mean about the phenolphthalein. There's still active lye going on here. You put a little bit on a napkin. You take your phenolphthalein and drop it, and you see how it changes color. That means the lye is still present, and it's got to cook more. And I'll do that again just to make sure when I quit here. So it's 200 degrees, and I dropped some. Jeez, I never do this. Okay. So, alright. So it has to cook. Crock pot still on high. And you don't want to walk too far away when you're doing, like, don't go talk on the phone or go take the garbage out or whatever. This is where you gotta, like, stay right here and tend to it. It can volcano and just erupt and go all over, and then you got a big mess. So you don't want that. So here it is, looking kind of sort of like cottage cheese. So this is what it's supposed to do. The oils are separating. The heat is making it do that. Applesauce. That's what it is. Applesauce. And the other ingredient I thought of was the oatmeal. I knew there was something, but so that's the other thing that I put. All the dry ingredients. Now if I didn't have the milk in the dry form, I would have discounted the water. You know what I mean by discount the water. If you measure out your frozen milk cubes, and they measure out to be 10 ounces on the scale, and if you need, just for instance, if you do need 20 ounces of water in your recipe, you've already got 10 ounces of it into your milk, so you wouldn't measure out 20 ounces, you'd only measure 10. So you'd have 10 in your water and 10 in your milk, and that would be your 20 water, or 20 liquid. Let me say that again. If you were using your frozen ice cube tray, you know, with your milk, that you put your milk in your ice cube trays and you freeze it, when you go to make a soap, and say just for instance that you do need 20 ounces of water, then you would keep taking your cubes out until you get like 10 ounces of cubes, that's frozen milk, and then you would measure out on the side another 10 ounces, so that 10 and 10 is 20, if that's what your recipe called for. If your recipe called for 6 ounces of water, then just divide it in half. Do 3 ounces of your frozen cubes, that's your milk, your goat's milk, or any other kind of milk, and then 3 of water, so 3 and 3 is 6. Alright, so here's the applesauce. The next thing we look for is mashed potato consistency. And as it cooks, it'll do that. And I keep switching back and forth between that spoon and the whisk. You see how it's changing the consistency just by me beating it with the whisk here? Now we'll do mashed potato kind of consistency next. And this is the confectionery sugar, powdered sugar. That makes a nice lather. It makes nice bubbles into your soap. And what I just added was the witch hazel. Alright, just for the heck of it. Just a little bit of batter on a paper towel. And a few drops of the phenolphthalein, but see how much lighter, and before it was really, really, really dark. So it's looking good, but there's still lye present here in the batter, so keep cooking and heat will take care of it. 195, 197, well, 194. So 200 is the magic degrees here, the numbers that I want. But you see how nice this is? If you wanted to, you could take and pour this now. It's just you're not going to be able to use it right away because there's still lye present yet and it hasn't fully cooked out. What I was going to do today is cook it right out so that when I test it there would not be any lye present, which it isn't too far away now. It's getting to look like mashed potatoes, and that's what you want. And in case, you know, you ever wondered what do they mean by applesauce stage or mashed potato stage, that this is what they're talking about. Through the cooking process, it'll actually look like applesauce. And then as you keep cooking, it'll get thicker and look like, and creamy like this, and look like mashed potatoes. And if you keep going too far, it'll be really thick like the mashed potatoes the next day after. So, and I don't go that far. And the reason why is because you want to work with your batter here. And I don't need that much. And I have a little bit on there, and see, I've dropped quite a few on there, and it's very, very pink, so it's almost there. It's just slightly pink. So I'll cook it just a few more minutes, and then when you test it again, it doesn't turn color at all. It stays white. That means all your lye has cooked down to neutral now. And it is 200. So, just about done. It took me a long time to get this recipe down. So, I'm really happy about that, because it'll come out like this every time. And I never leave it. I stay right here and just don't go too far. Okay, this should be the last time. And if you notice, it goes kind of quick once you get to this stage. Seeing there's nothing on there. That's what you want. Alright. So now you can turn your crock pot off. It was on high the whole while. And remember all the powder ingredients there in this little bowl. And I'll put batter in there. Mix it up. I guess I should put this here. So again, this is the milk, the powdered milk, the oatmeal, all the other herbal powders that I told you about before. And you can see so take that out. $210, that's good. Just what you want. Now the key thing is the heat. Even though I mixed everything up into this bowl, I just dumped it into a stainless steel bowl. And that I'll set inside my crock pot, because it's turned off now, but it'll keep it warm in there till I'm ready for it. And that's the whole thing, keeping it warm. Because as it cools, it gets harder and thicker and starts to set up, and I'm not ready for that yet. So, alright. What I'm waiting for next, and here's my mold. Is I want to cool it just a little bit under 200 now. So I can put my essential oils in there. But I don't want them too hot, because if it gets too hot, then they'll flash. It'll hit the flash point. And it's the lavender and the chamomile that I want. I want the soap to kind of smell like lavender, calming, and chamomile, calming. So this is what it looks like. The all my additives and stuff, and then I have this white, so it'll be kind of like two-tone. So 140, 149 for the darker one, 194 for the whiter one. Now my essential oils are in both batters. So So all my oatmeal and my milk and everything is in this colored one, this colored layer. And nothing in the white one. If I wasn't recording, I would just probably pick this up and empty it in here, but I have the camera on the wrong side, and I don't want you to have to see through my elbow, but normally you could just pick this up and pound it and get the air out of it. The only thing that's bad is everything is so hot to work with, and it's hot on your fingers. And let me just pound this one more time. But that's how you want it, nice and workable. Then you just mound it up just a little bit. This soap, being one of the natural ones that I make several. One is a carrot soap, one is a mango powder soap, a TeaTree soap. I do make several, just white, no colors, just natural. And this one, so I call it a TeaTree facial bar. It's all good. And I'm playing, right? Is this what they call soap doodling? So, the batter's kind of hot yet, but what you can do, what I have done, is lay saran wrap over the top of it and kind of, but it's not too bad just the way it's right now. So that's it. That's my facial acne TeaTree, whatever you want to call it, soap. And it's all set to go. All it has to do is like harden up, and tomorrow I'll cut it. And all the lye, it's neutral, it's all good. So I'll let it sit a week or so, and I'll let the water evaporate out of the soap. Then I'll wrap it, and it'll be ready to use. If you have any questions or anything, or comments, like me, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.